Hello, welcome in YouTube viewers. I am Galladite74 and this is the quarterfinals for AFG Season 10. Yes, this is a playoff game, meaning we did win last week and we clinched 6th place for the season, which I am pretty happy about. In this playoff game, we are taking on Dank's dad, coach of the Melrose Mabosstiffs. Looking at the playoffs as a whole, on the optimistic side of it, we are going into these playoffs red hot, winning our last 3 games mostly comfortably, and I am feeling very good with this momentum. On the pessimistic side, as I mentioned at the end of last video, we are facing Dank's dad, and our worst game of the season came from the hands of him, and the matchup is pretty dang bad. So yes, this is a rematch. Because this is playoffs, I can beef up the team builder at least a little bit, so we'll start by looking at the matchup as always. Like I said, not great. Last time, and like last time, Noivern is a gigantic threat to my team. That Mon's speed tier is crazy good into me, and it blows everything back with choice specs or throat spray late game. Aegislash is a catch-all wall that is great into my Kyurem. Hamra is actually annoying to switch into, and although they're not immediately threatening, Mega Floette and Victini can become problems very quickly if my answers to them get whittled down. The other mons that my opponent has are also issues, like the Crab for example, but I think I can at least initially comfortably deal with them. Last game, our game plan was to hope Jolteon could outright win with Chip on Lando, hoping to utilize its superior speed stat against Noivern, and it kind of not really worked. It worked in the sense that Jolteon did stuff, but my entire rest of my team did not. So because of this, we are switching strats and relying on Mega Skarmory, as its typing and offensive prowess against my opponent's potential win cons makes me believe that I can win with this. Looking at our Pokemon, Mega Skarmory is our win con and our first mon. Weak Armor allows me to outspeed everything if I get it to work, even Scarfers, and with my investment, it's easy for me to set up on Lando, Samurott, and most type of Aegislashes, attempting to take advantage of a more utility outlook as opposed to raw offense. If Weak Armor doesn't work, I can still act as a very effective breaker. Defensive Donphan, like last week, mainly here for hazard support, and it makes it to where I don't have to use Keldeo as a switch into Hammerot. The one downside to having a Rotom-Mow or electric grasses in general, I had this issue with Electro Hisui, is that teams tend to have less super effective ways to deal with bulky waters. So, I am Terra Water defensive Donphan. You'll have to deal with me in a neutral sense outside of Rotom. Offensive pivot Keldeo, as I have alluded to. Last game I tried to use it as a setup mon, but I think Surf into flip turn with Mystic Water just does too much damage to everything for me to not bring it this game. If Noivern also Terra normals, which is what I expect, then Keldeo can do 50 min to it with Vacuum Wave, which I believe is incredibly valuable, and getting Noivern to 50% is a very high priority goal of mine. Our fourth mon is fully Spadef Glowking. This is the I don't want to immediately die to Noivern and Floette mon. That's it. I have these moves that cripple these mons, like Thunder Wave and Sludge Bomb, and Foul Play is just teched on there to do loads of damage to Aegislash. If he even brings a special Aegislash, it still does a lot just based on the 140 attack and 50 defense in its blade form. So hopefully we can maybe catch that if that scenario arises. Our fifth mon is Scarf Kyurem. This is our failsafe for if Weak Armor doesn't work. I don't love the idea of locking into a single move here, considering Intimidate Cycle and a whole Aegislash existing, but hopefully near the end game I can whittle down my opponent's team or stuff is gone to where I can lock into one move. And I really felt like the speed control was very necessary because outside of that, I had nothing. Finally, quickly, we have the same exact Incineroar as last time. It's my main Victini and Aegislash answer. That's kind of it. I put one more speed EV to guaranteed outspeed Floette if it's paralyzed and it's creeping my Kyurem. So another failsafe for a Pokemon if something doesn't go right. That is all my Mons, and that is the game plan, and we are going to get into this battle that we hopefully can prevail in. Alright, we have made it here for quarterfinals of AFG. I am very nervous. I had done so much today. This has felt very rushed. Not as bad as week 7. Week 7 was real bad, but this is like, I just sat down here and I'm already recording for this quarterfinals game. Good luck, have fun to my opponent. There is no Noivern, which is crazy. I thought that Mon slapped my team around very hard. I said I was going to leave with Donphan, and I think I'm still going to do that. Especially now, I can use Glow King much more leniently into that Rotom. So we're going to leave Donphan here, as they leave a Samurott. So we get to play right. I'm going to Terra this turn, probably throw out my rocks, and then maybe spin the next turn. I think that's just what we'll do. I could throw off an EQ, but I think rocks are just the best play here. So I'm glad we got this lead. Again, Noivern not being here is really nice. Let's see if our Skarmory, what stops our Skarmory? Absolute defensive Rotom, Scarf Victini, which I do kind of expect in this game. It's kind of it. I'm sure some random other sets could maybe beat it too. But I had to get chip on this Rotom. It's an Aqua Cutter and it does nothing to me. They are protective pads, since I am Helmet, right? Yeah. Okay, so they're protective pads, that's good to know. Not what I was expecting at all. And that did 15. That's a max roll on if it's max attack. I think I just fire off an Earthquake. I don't really care if the Rotom comes out. As they Encore me into rocks. Good play. And that really sucks because my Helmet is... Oh, that's a tough play. Because I really don't want to use my Keldeo as a switch into this. That was good. I gotta figure out how I want to approach this. I switched last match, we switched in Skarmory on this and got blown back, and I do not want that happening again. That being said, I don't think I care too much about my Keldeo losing its Mystic Water if it gets knocked off here. I do care about my Scarf getting knocked off. So I guess we go Keldeo. I mean, if they click Aerial Ace, they click Aerial Ace. They just edge, that's fine. Get my attack boost, sure. I kind of just want to flip in front of this. Going back out and go right back out into Donphan, to be honest. So that's what we'll do. If they stay in, that's fine. I don't really care all that much as they do. I break a Sash if it has it, and I go back out into Donphan. As they miss Switch Edge again. Okay. Oh, Helmet. Is Aqua Cutter just not... Wait, is Aqua Cutter just not Contact? I mean, I guess we learned that, right? I do need these hazards gone, so I do have to spin here. I don't care if they... Okay, they spin block. They got me. I almost Earthquake there. As they're lefties on this. That's fine. That kind of sucks, actually. They did a good job keeping hazards up. I do have my own rocks up, so at least there is that. I could go Incin. I could stay in. Shadow Ball does knock me out. I'm trying to think if there's a way I can lose if I lose Donphan and Incin to the Scarf Victini. The answer is probably yes, frankly. That Scarf Victini could be very scary if I don't play right around it. I think I still go Instant anyway. As I go Rotom, that's fine. I mean, I don't want to take damage on this, but I think I'm going to. I could knock, I could Flare Blitz. Could click anything here. I feel like Parting's fine. I could also go Glow King. But a slow pivot would be really nice for me, I think. What if he like Tricks right now? Do I care about Trick Scarf? Not really. Kind of, but not really. They just Volt Switch. Do 24, that's fine. So we're gonna get some momentum here. And this the Hammerot comes out. And now I can play aggressively. I can go Keldeo if I want. I can go Kyurem. The hazards are up. I could go Donphan and try and spin again. I could also throw off an EQ that way. Does my Donphan knock out Samurott at this rate? 47-ish, but you kind of have some HP. So I don't love that. I think we always just go Keldeo. Taking Chip I really don't want to take. I want to Surf real bad. If they have Aerial Ace though, I don't love that. I think we just Surf here and get rid of... No, because I don't really care. Yeah. Yeah, we surf. Oh, they go Rotom. I could have Secret Sword it there. Does 31. That's a good chunk. Okay, so you're like max HP. Yeah, you probably just max HP. I knocked this out with Secret Sword more times than not if it's just... No, because he's not Spadef, which means he could be defensive, and then I don't knock it out. And let me just see how much that Volt Switch did to my Incin to get a better gauge of what this thing is. It did 25-ish%. Oh yeah, you're probably like... Okay, yeah, you don't have... You have a little bit of Spadef, but not much. I think I flip. Yeah. And their Choice Scarf, max HP, wow, okay. Looking at that calc, I did not think they were Choice Scarf. I don't think they're max attack, and they have a lot of HP. Wow, that's bad for me to risk that. Keldeo once again goes down in a game versus my opponent with doing nothing. That's just, man. Alright, well, at least we know this is Scarf now. Which means Victini might not be Scarf. This comes in, that's fine. Yeah, not the end of the world, but definitely not good. I could go Skarmory and try and go for game, because Rotom definitely can't beat me. Aegislash I'm not scared of. It's just Victini. Honestly, what stops me from doing that? I could go Kyurem. No, not really. I don't like that play. I think I just go Skarmory. And just try and SD my way up here. 88. Do I knock this out at +2? Probably should have calced that. Defensive. I'm +2. I do not. But I don't think he knocks me out back. I'm thinking Smackdown, right? That's what I'm thinking right now. I think SD here. As they get up rocks, that's huge. Okay, that's massive. I mean, it's massive. It's not great, but like, that's fine with me. I could SD again. And play that game. Or I could just Brave Bird raw. I'm definitely not megaing here. It's just, what do I click? He'd have to go like hard. Victini, I think. I'm seeing again. He goes this, that's fine. I don't care. Sorry, I switched screens too fast. Alright, let's see. We're +4. The thing is, like, I really don't want to mega... Like, I can mega and knock this out. But then there's no world I can ever sweep. With my guy, right? Because Victini's probably Scarf. The Rotom's Scarf, we know that. And if I Shadow Ball and don't take the... I think I have to Mega here. Can I beat Victini? I need to get a spin-off. Well, if I knock this out, I can get a spin-off on Samurott, probably. Or even the Lando. I'm Mega and Drill Run. I just take my kill. Yeah, knock out AG. Alright, I don't love that I had to do that, but at least I get rid of their spin blocker. And I can still spin on 2 of these guys. So yeah, this comes out. It's going to force me out. Let's see if Rotom can knock me out. Probably can. No, it cannot. This thing never knocks me out. I don't know how much I love taking this damage here. It does 92 max to me, if it's modest, and it does even less if it's not. Skarmory's very good. I think its health super good. I think I have to go Glow King. Again, this really sucks, but... And they have T-Bolt. Okay, so at least I get that play right. Now what do I click here? Probably Chili. I could also Sludge Bomb. I think Chili is just always a better play. They could stay in, which is like, I guess... I mean, whatever, I guess. As they just... Yeah, awesome. So this is perfect. I can go into Donphan now and spin. I should be able to get it off. Right? How much did Ceaseless do to me? There's 30-ish. Oh, maybe not. No, I'm gonna get knocked out to that. Well, I could just go back Skarmory and do the same thing, right? Well, I could go Instant and then go Skarmory. Since I got boots, right? It doesn't matter. I feel like my Kyurem can very much win here still. Yeah, I'm taking way too much now. Actually, I don't think I get the spin-off ever. I never get the spin-off. I could try. Let's go Instant, get this Intimidate off. And I think we go Skarmory. I have limited switch-ins, that's kind of where I'm at. They Aqua Cutter, okay. It still does a lot. I want to Roost, but I don't want them encoring me into anything. I think we Brave Bird here. Take our knockout, okay. Rotom is getting chipped, so maybe I can knock it into a range of a move. So there's that at least. I definitely need to keep this. Kyurem is mad important. This could be the Donphan sack. I could also go Instant here. I don't know how much Instant is doing but in this game outside of kind of taking a hit from Victini. Oh, actually, I do need Instant for Victini. I just realized Scarf Victini wins if I don't keep that healthy. So I need Incineroar for Victini. I need this Glow King for Floette. And I need Kyurem. Maybe this is the Donphan. It's time for Donphan to get sacked. Yeah. I really wanted to make this work, this Donphan, but no, not quite. Alright. Rotom is getting very low, though, which is really good. Victini comes out. It is not Boots. That's good to know. Quite okay if I go Instant now, frankly. Knock looks pretty free. Well, I'm definitely going Instant. It's just, what do we do about this? Don't think I care about a trick all that much, because then Kyurem is looking very good. Is a knock into Lando going to help me? That's kind of where I'm at right now. And if he goes Floette, how bad is that? I feel like Parting Shot's actually not bad play either. They won't sack Rotom yet. They go Lando. I can go Skarm. Maybe Roost Up. If they go Floette, I have answers. I think always Parting Shot. As a final Gambit. That's fine. That's actually fine. I'm really not worried about that. They go Floette. Okay. I'm actually like really not upset about that. I'm thinking how... Well, I'm definitely like either sacking or Parting Shotting here. I could Flare Blitz and just take my like chip, right? I think I just take my chip. You have no Ice Resist, actually. Yeah, Flare Blitz here. They Calm Mind. Okay, that's fine. I do 50, and I get a burn. Not that it matters as much. Huge. You got some bulk. You're probably max HP, and that's it. Kyurem knocks you out with Iron Head. Oh, 2 hits on Spear. 32 min? Yeah, 32, exactly. Kyurem with Icicle Spear kind of just wins. But I want to make sure I don't, like... I feel like Skarm is just fine here. Kyurem, like, kind of just wins, low-key. I just don't want this to, like... I get 2 hits, and it's got some bulk, and it lives, and I die. Like, then I just lose, right? So I think what we do is go Skarm and Brave Bird. Because I'm faster than this. I don't care if Lando comes out. Really at all. If Rotom gets sacked, that's fine as well. I want to try and limit the Intimidate, as this just gets knocked out. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, I guess you could be Yachi. This takes that. Yeah, I go Soaking always. They T-Bolt, awesome. So I can Chili. Yeah, I can just Chili here now, quite frankly. As they T-Bolt again. Again, I am Scarf Kyurem, so now I just come in. This thing's dead, and that's kind of it. And I just Spear. Because now since I kept Skarm, he can't do, like, I don't think he can really do much here. I'm trying to think of a world where I could lose this. Like, Rock Polish right now, I guess, could be it. That's all I can think of. I always Spear here. I'm trying to think of a world... I think if he Rock Polishes, there's a very real chance he just wins. Maybe. Never mind. I thought... I don't know why I thought he was living too. GG's to my opponent, Dankestad. We're moving on to semifinals. Very sick. I don't know who our opponent is, but we're going to have a post-game discussion, and we'll talk about it then. Okay, post-game discussion time, and yes, we move on to semifinals. First off, GG's to Dankestad. I, quite frankly, really enjoyed this game quite a lot. There was, to my knowledge, not much BS. It was a straightforward, good old draft battle, and we ended up prevailing in the end. High respect to my opponent. I have a few notes from the game, but not that many. First, I genuinely did not think Rotom was Scarf after seeing the damage on Incineroar and the damage it took from Surf. I know he had a good amount of HP in there and not fully invested in Spatak. If I had known that, I probably would have saved my Keldeo. The only other misplay I could think of was going Incineroar on turn 15 on Near the end, I could have also gone Kyurem on Floette, but if he had even a little defensive investment on top of HP, and I got only 2 hits, it's a roll, and any risk there just did not feel worth it. That's just a very small nitpick. That's all the notes I had. Again, not much else to say. It was just a good old battle, and I'm very happy. This game is kind of showing that I still could compete in playoffs a little bit. My season, I did not upload last AFG season. I lost because I played terribly. And a lot of playoff games I have been losing in just Gen 9 as a whole. Obviously, I haven't been playing as much draft clearly in Gen 9, but I either miss the playoffs or just get booted out right away. So winning a playoff game feels really refreshing. I want to thank you guys all for watching. As always, our AFG journey does continue as we do have a semifinals game next week. So I hope to see you there. That's all from me. I am Galladite 74, and I hope to see you next time.